Hey, Mirella.
Alone, and I'm off to get my lunch. Plus, I'm gonna film some lifts, and each random lift so it's time. Since I had house alone, and the food I wanted to get is only sold in normal consume, since I was just near a charter, I walked down to La Torre, and guess what? I'm off to the Sociopolis Towers. I've been wanting to retake these since January 2023, but due to several visions and everything like that, I had to delay it, and the time has finally came in July 2025. Anyways, let's move on. Saturday, 19th of July 2025. I'm off to the Sociopolis Towers to see how they have been doing after the DNA floods. And surprisingly, if you did not know, the Sociopolis Towers have been affected during the floods, and I'm now wondering how they're doing today. Are there any smoke in those towers? I really don't know, so we'll find out. And now, please don't ask me how I've done to get this video yellow. I did not use any filter or anything like that. I actually put my camera's lens on my sunglasses glasses, so therefore it's not a filter. I actually did it. I really did it. And this stamp on the floor shows why Carlos Mason should resign. Okay, so I have like 3/4 an hour to get into the Sociopolis Towers and trying to retake the list there. So let's get moving. And now, Sociopolis wasn't initially going to be just residential towers, but it was going to be a very large area, and a shopping center was going to be built near the towers. Now, the Sociopolis Towers is just towers like how we know them today. The first towers were built in 2010, and the very last ones were built this year in 2025. Those supposedly were going to be finished earlier, but that's been happening because of the 2008 economic crisis, and that it would prevent the Sociopolis area to become much larger with a shopping center and anything like that. Do you think so? I've been building Sociopolis besides the towers. There's a 3-floor building which I don't know what's gonna be. Anyways, here's some of the towers that you can view from the bridge. This is the new towers, which are very secure, and I can't get onto these. And those are the concurrent towers that were built between 2010 and then 2016. And that's the ones I could manage to film, sadly. And now, here we are on the other side of the bridge, and let's turn right into the Sociopolis Towers. Honestly, I never thought I'd get into these towers, but surprisingly, I managed to film these in just 2 days. And now to the first tower, which is the Albert Towers, and these were built in 2016, and the lifts here come on a space 500 with KSS 280 fishes, and I'm honestly not surprised how these could sit for a 20-floor tower. These could have been mini space instead, but I don't know if it really exists in Spain. But oh well, Oh well, monospace is really tall for 20 floors and 3 basements, which is what this tower has. And now to the next tower, which was the very first tower in the Sociopolis area. And the lifts here are modern marble lifts, but they have been modernized by a owner just in short time. And on to these couple of towers just out of the end of the Sociopolis area. The one on the left is under construction, but the one on the right is not under construction. It was finished in 2011. And let's see the list. And surprisingly, they don't work. It's a shame, and the garage has also been boarded up. And now, at the main part of Laterry, after I got my lunch at Consum, I was close to film the lift. It was in an early 2000s block of flats. This was an older MP, but it was modernized by Fane, and surprisingly, this lift wasn't working because of the DNA floods, and I bet that it's gonna be replaced because there's new door components or something like that. So we're gonna move on. And now, back to the Sociopolis area where I'm gonna get a tower that I didn't film yet in 2017. I literally wasted a few minutes of life in this day to get into this one. And I finally managed to get it. The lists are Otis Gen 2s with selective fishes, and surprisingly, when the displays were replaced with boring e-views, they've put the wrong installation date. This must have been installed in 2009 or 2010, as this tower was finished in 2011. And when they replaced the displays with e-views, they've put 2005. That's an incorrect date because this tower was finished in 2009 and 2010. And in 2008, this tower didn't take any shape at all. returning back home to heat my food and I'm off to a big hangout. And here's the OIIAOIIA gas station, which after the DNA floods, it feels like nothing. It feels like we were back into the Civil War, something like that. And now, outside of this building in La Torre, just behind the old gas station, there is this Easter egg, and it is against Carlos Mason for what he has done during the floods. Basically, what he did is send the alert very, very late, and then some areas in southern Valencia were already flooding. Outside the last tower I filmed, there is this red bench where surprisingly it is made with recycled credit cards from Santander Bank. Very amazing. It's really rare to see anything like this, but now it is becoming common in some southern areas of Valencia after the DNA floods. And now into a restaurant that is surprisingly called Mo's Bar, but it doesn't look like anything at all. But there is this sign with a Southern American country flag. I think it's Mexico or something like that, with a picture of Mo's face. It doesn't like Mo's Bar in The Simpsons at all, but oh well, it's named like that, so you don't have to worry. It should have been themed like the actual Mo's Bar in The Simpsons, so therefore that's how it is now. I now into a building near this bar, and there's a lift there which is an Ecuadorian code lift, but as you see here, it wasn't working as it is heavily damaged on the ground floor and most likely on basement as well. And now I'm returning back home to have lunch, and I'm not gonna waste a few more minutes over here. So I'm returning back home and then off to the thing hangout. And just now I missed a couple of buses back home, so I did have to wait on the first bus stop in La Torre. And this time I feel like taking the bus because I was on a hurry, and that didn't feel like walking again, going up that bridge and something like that. So therefore I took the bus ready. And now, what I've got for lunch is a tasty yakisoba. I ate it in peace, but since I didn't have Chinese steak, as you see here, I had to eat it with a fork. I hope this doesn't discriminate against Chinese people at all, so therefore, don't worry about it. And now, it's time to route to my thing hangout. And now to Empalme Station, where the lift at Platform 1 wasn't working, so I only managed to film the lift in Platform 2 this time. Monday, the 21st of July 2025. I had house alone again, and I had my lunch today to my grandma's house, and then this time I'm off again to the Sociopolis Towers to get into those towers I could not get on Saturday. And here I am at the newer ones, and here's the alarm sign which prevents me from going into these towers to film the lifts. And new towers are currently in production in this area. And since this area was damaged during the DNA floods, the compromise ecologists are gonna be so mad when they hear about that new towers are being built around this area. And before we get on to the rest of the things, here's a picture I was about to show when I went up the bridge again. And this space right here could be used for new towers. And I bet that's also going to piss the compromise ecologists after the DNA floods. And honestly, the compromise are the most annoying politicians ever in Valencia. They are the most annoying people I've ever heard. But what I like about them only is when they want Carlos Mason to resign. Anyways, enough political talk in this video, and now to the next tower, which is known as the steel tower because it has steel on the outside. These are cheap-made Otis Gen 2s, and first, let's write the list that go to the main tower that go up 20 floors high. These were able to be fixed after the DNA floods, and these have appeared on several footages on social media when these weren't working during the floods on the very first months. And now to that small free-flow part in this tower. The lift is also a cheap-made Otis Gen 2, and the buttons inside are really different to the other ones in the main tower. In this one, the buttons are the cheap-made Lumina they Petal made for these, Petal or Eno, whatever. I don't give a shit. And which these have no brilliance whatsoever. And I'm honestly glad both four lists in this place have been left alone. And now to the Black Tower. This has less floors than the Steel Tower and the rest of the Sociopolis Towers around. The lifts here are also cheap-made Otis Gen 2s, but there's another difference in this tower. Instead of being finished in 2012 like the Steel Tower, it was finished in 2013. Anyways, and first to the idle lift. This only goes between ground and 14. 15 surprisingly is the roof. Down to the main lifts. And now, returning to the very first tower's build, there's another tower that goes half of the distance that the other tower goes. The half tower also has modern marvelous, but this received an absolutely craptastic modernization by a resource cabinet with the MG Cargo B components. I filmed all of the Sociopolis Towers for this year, not all the new ones. I can't get onto those because those are very secure. So now I'm taking the bus to my grandma's house. And now, before I go onto the bus, I'm about to film this block of flats. It's really modern, and I expected in this one a fishing crab outer scenario just because of the design of the fences and the balconies. But in reality, it was an ascensor Domingo lift, and surprisingly, this one reminds me of the Kramer Hotel lifts. Anna already left to my grandma's house for lunch, and then up the afternoon, went around the first of Miami soon, and this time I did film a lift in front of these blogger flats in the first of Miami soon, and it is a nice 80s fish and swing door lift which received a taste for modernization by Fish and Club in the 2000s, and then later the lift was the ramps and steps to get up to the lift were removed and the hall was refurbished, and now it's like this. You don't need any ramp whatsoever or any ramp or any step to get into a lift, and it's not like this, and it is much more accessible.